welcome to your English news broadcast live on ERi-TV. It's exactly 10:30 p.m. on Eritrea's local time with your domestic and international news in brief live from our headquarters at Asmara. I'm Zahra Badouri, but first we'll begin with your major headlines for this hour. The NCEW organizes popular campaign. Dam under construction in Aden. Fire kills 82 patients at Baghdad hospital, retreating covered COVID patients after oxygen tank explodes. Philippines Coast Guard holds drills in disputed South China Sea. Welcome to your domestic in brief. In connection with the International Workers' Day, May 1, that will be observed under the theme Labor for Green Development, the National Confederation of Eritrean Workers organized popular campaigns in various localities of Ansaba region. According to the reports, workers of 20 government institutions in Karan participated at the popular campaign conducted on 23rd of this April that included renovation of terraces, digging of holes, and other reforestation activities. In related news, employees of elaborate agro industry conducted similar popular campaign at the premises of that industry. Speaking at the event, Mr. Ato Burhan Gabrat, head of the National Confederation of Eritrean Workers branch in Ansaba region, said that over 1,500 workers have so far participated at the popular campaign organized by the branch confederation in connection to the International Workers' Day. The residents of Aden Amin administrative area, Loga Ansaba subzone, of their own initiative are constructing a dam aimed at alleviating potable water supply crisis in their area, both for humans and animals. The dam that is being constructed with cement and rocks will have about 3 hectares of water diversion schemes, 12.75 meters wide, 16 meters deep, and after completion is expected to hold 147,000 cubic meters of water. According to engineer Temizgan Goitom, field expert, indicating that for the last 4 months, the residents have been constructing water diversion schemes. Mr. Frazgi Tella, area administrator of Aden Amin, commended the inhabitants for their strong participation. Speaking at the ceremony held to lay the cornerstone for the new dam, Mr. Abraham Hagos, administrator of Logo Ansaba subzone, on his part, indicating the project's demands strong effort and cooperation, called on the residents to give it a priority task to see it completed. The inhabitants, on their part, stating they have been facing acute water crisis, said that they will exert capacity level efforts to complete the construction of the dam in a short period of time. Aden Amin is one of the 13 administrative areas of Logo Ansaba subzone and is home to about 900 families. On your final domestic, 425 youth in Mendafara subzone are being provided with vocational training, various vocational training that is, organized by the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students. The theoretical and practical vocational training that will last from 3 to 6 months, including beauty salon, computer technology, water monitor maintenance, and plumbing, among others. The training is part of the effort being conducted to develop the youth and make them productive part of the society, according to Mr. Saleh Mohammed Saeed, head of the union branch in Mendafara subzone, stating that loan opportunities are created for the youth to start small businesses and create employment. For Mr. Saleh said that similar trainings, particularly on bee farming, will be organized in the near future. Up next with your international feed, do stay with us for more. And with your reports on the international line, Iraqi's hospital have been ruined by sanctions, war, and negligent even before the coronavirus pandemic came along. A fire caused by an oxygen tank exploding at an Iraqi hospital treating COVID-19 patients has killed at least 82 people and injured 110 and more, according to the country's government. Iraqi's Prime Minister Mustafa Al-Khadimi has responded to the disaster by seeking key hospital officials as well as suspending the country's health minister and referring him to investigation. The fire broke out at the Khatib hospital in the Dayla Bridge area of Iraqi capital Baghdad on Saturday night, with reports suggesting an oxygen cylinder exploded on a ward. Firefighters rushed to battle the flames that raged across the second floor of the hospital, with the fire not put out until the early hours of Sunday morning. Among the dead are said to be at least 28 patients on ventilators battling severe coronavirus symptoms. Ambulances transported dozens of wounded, with the Iraqi Health Ministry saying at least 200 people were rescued from the scene. Early reports suggested around 90 people were transferred to other hospitals. By midday Sunday, relatives were still searching anxiously for unaccounted loved ones. The fire started on a floor designated for patients in the pulmonary intensive care unit. He gave Iraqi authorities 24 hours to present the result of an investigation. Iraqi's healthcare system had been ruined by decades of sanction, war, and negligence, however, even before it was stretched further by the coronavirus pandemic. Some 1,025,288 people have been infected with COVID-19 in Iraq, and 15,217 people have died. The health ministry has reported around 8,000 new cases are reported each day. And despite government pleas for people to get vaccinated, many Iraqis do not trust the health system for vaccinations. The Philippines Coast Guard is conducting drills in the South China Sea, which an official said Sunday were part of efforts to secure, in quotation, our maritime jurisdiction over the disputed waters. The exercise near the Philippine-occupied Thaitu Island and China's controlled sacred Baroa Seoul came aimed at tightened tensions over the secured Rich Sea. The latest diplomatic wrangle between the two countries were triggered by the dedications last month of hundreds of Chinese vessels in separate islands. Most of the boats have since dispersed around the contested archipelago. China, which claims almost the entirety of the sea, has refused repeated demands by the Philippines to call back the ships, which Manila says are maritime militia vessels and Beijing says are fishing boats. In response, the Philippines has deployed more patrol vessels, including coast guards and Navy ships, to intensify surveillance and prevent illegal fishing. The Coast Guard drills began last week. Coast Guard spokesman Commander Armando Belilo said that they are supporting the whole-of-nation approach in securing their maritime jurisdiction. The exercise involves training in navigation, small boat operations, maintenance, and logistical operations. However, they are being held near Thaitu Island and Sacred Baroa Seoul, as well as the Batanes Island in the north and the southern and eastern part of the country. Sacred Baroa, on one of the region's richest fishing grounds, has long been a flashpoint between Manila and Beijing. China seized it from Philippines in 2012 following a tense standoff. The drill began as Philippine armed forces held joint exercises with U.S. soldiers that ended on Friday. On your final report, all 53 crew members on the KRI and Nangala 402 submarines that disappeared in Bali Sea are dead, the Indonesian Navy confirmed on Sunday. The vessel vanished on Wednesday, April 21, along with its 53-strong crew, sparking fears for their warfare. Indonesian Navy Chief Yudo Margono sadly confirmed all on board died after the German-made submarine sank during a military drill. Scans showed that the sub, around 850 meters beneath the sea, way beyond what the machinery had been built for. Mr. Marangano said the crew were not to blame for the accident and said that, in a quotation, main part of the sub had been found cracked. He also told press on Sunday that the ERi in Nanggala is divided into three parts: the hull of the ship, the stern of the ship, and the main parts were all separated, with the main part found cracked. Military Chief Marshal Heidi Janjantu told reporters, in quotation, based on the evidence it can't be started that the ERi Nanggala has sunk and all of its crew have died. The devastation news came just a day after Mr. Margono declared the ship sank and not just missing. He reports also, in a quotation, with the authentic evidence we found, believed to be from the submarine, we have been advised to declare it sank and have not moved from the sub-miss phase to sub-sank. A bottle of lubricant and device that protects a torpedo had been found, Air Marshal Heidi Janjanto added. Dear viewers, that is all for now with your domestic and international news in brief. Until we are back with some more news, stay and enjoy the rest of our programs. But until then, do have a nice one.